With so many talented and deserving players across the nation, it's tough to narrow down the Player of the Year to just one. But after looking at a lot of state champions and impressive stats from all over the country, we decided on a quarterback in Lake Stevens, Washington. Quarterback Jacob Eason has the look of a future NFL quarterback. He stands at 6 foot 6 inches and 220 pounds. He's an offensive weapon unlike anything Coach Tom Try has ever had at Lake Stevens High School.
I'm more the pro-style quarterback, obviously, and I can make the throws that are necessary to make the downfield throws, the intermediate throws. I like, standing in the pocket and just going through my reads and making that throw rather than running around and making the crazy play. I like to make the easy play.
After getting a glimpse of Jacob's potential as a freshman, Coach Try knew he had to add more passing to his traditionally run-based offense.
We went to a run-pass option, so no longer are we a read zone team, and Jake's been doing that since his sophomore year. So he's been doing it for 2 years now, and we've had a lot of success.
The new offense allowed for Jacob to throw for about 2,900 yards in his first 2 years as the starter, and he truly flourished as a senior. This season, he completed almost 70% of his throws for over 3,500 yards and 43 touchdowns. More importantly, he led Lake Stevens to an unbeaten regular season, and the Vikings made the state semifinals for the 5th time in school history, the first since 2011. Tony Eason played wide receiver at Notre Dame and now coaches receivers at Lake Stevens. Once he saw how promising of an athlete Jacob was, Tony used his experience and resources to learn how to develop a young quarterback.
I studied film. I dove into it as far as what's a good, perfect delivery. What about the hip rotation? Where's the arm come out? And from that, because I knew at an early age Jacob was talented. As a dad, I felt a responsibility that God blessed this kid with talent. And it's my responsibility to figure out how I'm going to develop it.
Really, honestly, I don't know where I'd be without my dad. I mean, he's been the guy to, to get me to make me the person who I am today. I mean, starting out at a young age, throwing football before the bus, going to school, he'd always critique my motion and get it right. So it was muscle memory. By the time I got up to high school, I'd have that motion down. I mean, he's the one. He helps me with my recruiting. He helps me, become a better man off the field.
The result of all that work they did together. A detail-oriented quarterback who strives to eliminate as many flaws as he possibly can.
Basically, the big knack on Jacob is he grew so fast, he has size 15 shoe, as his feet were bad. And that's what we focused on because that was his weakness. We honed in on that to develop that weakness to make it a strength. And now when I talk to the top O coordinators across the country, bar none, everybody talks about how great his feet are. So that is a testament to what Lavelle has done with him as far as getting his feet going and Jacob putting in the hard work.
He's a perfectionist and yet still spends time on Saturdays and Sundays doing footwork drills and working with receivers, and that has not come from me. That has not come from Coach Widman. That maybe a little bit from Dad, but for the most part that's an inner desire to want to go play Division I football, and that's what he chose to do, and to his credit, he's worked his tail off to get ready to go be that guy.
Jacob committed to Georgia before his junior year, but he decided to reopen his recruitment after the school let go of head coach Mark Richt. After taking brief looks at Florida and a few other options, Jacob recommitted to Georgia, a school he had grown to love over the last 2 years.
I took my trips, with my family and, my dad, my mom, my sister. We went down, we hit a bunch of different schools, and they're all great schools, no doubt, but there's a feeling I got at Georgia, and the coaching staff and the players there, the fan base, it's just a great community. It's kind of like Lake Stevens, but on a much bigger scale. That's one of the things that drew me to it.
He loves the state. He loves the people down there. He loves the food. It's the darndest thing, but he's got a little bit of country in him. But I look at the school, and he just gets so excited about it.
Being a 5-star quarterback with a big arm, Eason is often compared to former Bulldog signal caller Matthew Stafford. While he's not saying he's on Stafford's level quite yet, Eason does appreciate the comparison.
A lot of people do compare me to that, but I obviously like to be compared to that. He's a #1 draft pick. He went to Georgia, had a great 4 years at Georgia, and just to be able to, if I was able to fill into those shoes, that'd be a dream come true. That's one of the things I strive to do, just to be where he is now. But having that comparison just makes me want to work harder.
On the same day he announced he was sticking with the Bulldogs, Jacob was named the National High School Football Player of the Year by Gatorade. He's already graduated high school and will be enrolling at Georgia for the upcoming semester. He's looking forward to taking his father's lessons with him to the SEC.
He teaches me how to become a man, how to treat women, how to handle your academics and handle things like this, like interviews and stuff. He's been the guy that's taught me everything that he knows and it's been great for me to have him as a mentor, and it's been a great thing. And then once I go to college, I'll have to take what I've learned from him.
I've seen the transformation in him. It's hard to put your finger on that, but I've watched it develop these last 2.5 years to where he is now. The year-round grind that they do, I just think he's got that mindset and he's focused on what he wants.
Watching him develop his feet, his arm, his mind, his mental makeup, I see no reason why he won't be successful and work his way and have an opportunity to play on Sundays.
Time will tell how far Jacob's career goes, but there's no question he's had an amazing senior season. And for that, he is our National High School Football Player of the Year.